Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Views from the Vault, episode 28. This is our top 50 show. We will be reviewing hats that released this year, 50 through 41. So if you guys are in the waiting room, hang tight. Our stream starts in a couple minutes.
What's up, everybody? Got Alan here, John, Johnny. A bunch of people jumping in. It's good.
I'll post the link. Give me a second. 28. You believe 28 episodes?
Yeah.
Well, 56 almost. You got double them, right?
Nice. What's up, everybody? Willie's in. Professor Hatter. We can't wait for the countdown either. Okay, KK. Okay, K. Okay, K. You're here. That's nice to see you again.
He's a regular now.
Yeah.
Should I have finished my top 50 before we started the show?
Probably should have.
Oh,
At least get it.
Pablo, what's up, Marin?
At the least get it to 50 to 41. Use 28.
dude, there were so many hats.
So many. I was
There
left and
has
right.
to be 10,000, right? That released.
I had no, it was probably about 3,000.
For the year?
Yeah, for the first 10 months.
Unique styles, 10,000.
Yeah, yep.
There's a lot of repeats though, like a lot of retros,
Well, yeah.
a lot of reissues. There was one that I wanted to rank, but I had it and I didn't really think about it. Like
There's a couple that were probably reissues that I've ranked, but
I mean,
I didn't have them before, so.
We got quite a few people in, man. We got 25 in, and they're continuing to kind of jump in here.
the link's not working. I'm gonna start. Just let me post the link on FHS.
Yeah. What's up, Derek?
I can post it too, Leon.
I got it. We're ready. All right, guys. Welcome to episode 28. It's your homie Leon. We're here with Pierre, Jason Mead. We're here to talk top 50 hats of the year. This was kind of a quick project we kind of discussed and put together. Labor of love. Give you guys some content to talk about and think about. I guess we can start by kind of talking about the criteria. Like what made a top 50 hat for you, Jason? Like what were you looking for? What kind of criteria? Did rarity play a factor? Did a release, store, vendor, scarcity, anything like that?
Yeah, so I didn't really pay much attention to what store it came from, right? What I did is I went back through Hat Crawler and pulled down every single hat that I indexed and posted this year. And I basically went through and picked the ones I liked. And that got me to a list of about 200, 250. And then I went through and I removed any duplicate logos, right? So, and then I went through and got that list down to about 100. I gave bonus points to if I actually bought the hat or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this whole process, I know I've been doing top 9 on my Instagram for like 3 or 4 months. And I've noticed that my tastes have definitely changed throughout the year. Like I might have had a hat really high at the beginning of the year, but it didn't make my list.
I think I saw an IG live the other day, and you put a snapback on. Is that
No,
Did that happen?
I don't own a snapback, so I don't.
I mean, not a snapback, a side patch.
Side patch.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
wearing
What
the
the
hat.
hell?
I'm wearing the style today in his honor.
I was probably drunk. I don't know what happened there.
Oh yeah, your tastes have definitely evolved.
Yep,
Yeah.
my tastes have evolved, but you know, my list is going to be quite a bit different than your guys' list because, you know, overall my taste in hats are a lot different than your guys' taste in hats, but that's okay. There's a hat
Yeah.
for every head, and
I think Pierre realized really quick when we gave him the number of 50 that he had to make some concessions. So you went a different route, right? So talk about a little bit about your criteria and kind of what you judge the hats on and that kind of stuff.
Man, I don't really have criteria, so to speak, but every hat in my top 50 I bought, you know. Okay. So you know, I mean, I rarely miss on a hat at this point. So like for me, like my top 50 is my top 50. But I don't really go by criteria. I go by, listen, man, do I just like this hat? Mm-hmm. You know, I think in some cases when it came to custom hats, did I like the story behind the hat? Do I feel the authenticity when I look at the hat? When I'm looking at like, you know, licensed stuff, it's like, all right, is this cool and different? Is this something that I kind of gravitate towards? There's really, I don't succumb to outside pressures, meaning if someone tells me something is really nice to them, that doesn't mean that I'm going to agree. I kind of like just have my own way of looking at it and figuring out what I like and what I think is the best. So the way I went about it is there's two things that are most important about the way I went about it. Number one is I went back to my camera roll starting on January 1st. And I just went and I just kept looking and I was just clicking on all the hats that I thought were worthy of being in some sort of top list. Then, you know, I was probably somewhere around 220. And then I had to keep kind of whittling it down. And then the second thing was I wanted to make sure I extracted Hat Club from it. From a collection standpoint. So I didn't want the list to be, all right, Hat Club, Cotton Candy, this and this and this, and then Hat Club, this and this and this. So I extracted, and you're going to see tonight, I'm going to go through those 13 caps that came from different Hat Club collections. And I'll tell you where I think they probably would have landed in my top 50 had I actually placed them there. But I wanted to pull it out. There's still a ton of Hat Club in my top 50. But I want to have some really good balance and make sure that I'm giving exposure and some spotlight to some of these other folks that may have gotten, you know, kind of pushed out of the top 50 only because of Hat Club collections. Now, I want to be clear. You guys know how much I love Hat Club. I love their collections. I love everything they do. But I also wanted to make sure that if it meant me adding 13 hats into a separate list to be able to allow for a little bit more diversity in my top 50 list, I wanted to make that happen. So that's kind of that's kind of in short, like how I looked at it. I'm pretty pleased with the list. I know a lot of folks aren't going to agree, and that's kind of why these lists exist. But once you get into my top 10, I mean, my top 10 are every one of them is a heater. And I would have a hard time finding someone to say that every one of my hats in my top 10 isn't like just an outstanding hat. So I'm excited to get there.
I made a couple caveats in my list. I didn't include anything that I designed or worked on for obvious reasons. And I didn't include any hats that may have come out as a pre-order but haven't delivered yet. So for me, a lot of the Clink Room hats I think would have made the list, but I can't put that on a top 50 if I don't know how the hat came out embroidery wise. So
yeah, well, Clink Room I did put in mine. It was in the same way as you though. They had to have landed here.
Yeah.
I didn't use that caveat.
So
if they haven't landed yet, if I like the hat, it made my list.
Yeah. So my cutoff was October 31st. So there's a couple ones that released October 31st that snuck in there. Now that I'm thinking of it, I think I did use one Clink Room hat that hasn't delivered yet. But by the time we get to it, it might have. So we got some time.
I didn't, but
I tried not to. But now that I think about it, one may have snuck in there.
So listen, how we're going to do this, right? We're going to start. I'm going to go through the Hat Club collections real quick and talk about the best hat and show off the best hat from each of those collections. And then after each one, you know, if you guys want to chime in, we'll chime in. Then we're going to move into Jason Mead doing his 50 through 41. Then Leon, you'll do your 50 through 41, and I'll do my 50 through 41. All the while, we'll kind of talk back and forth about what's on the list, and there may be some we agree with, some that we don't agree with. So
he's saying they're going to dog on my list the entire time, and then move on.
It's interesting. Leon and I do have some similar tastes in hats. That's for sure.
Yeah,
we do.
And mine are out there. I'll admit it.
No, that's fine. I mean, whatever. You're buying them for you to wear.
Exactly.
I think my taste might skew a little bit heavier into like collabs and streetwear, where Pierre likes all the crazy colors. So I think that's kind of where we differ. But yeah, let's take a look. So let's start with Pierre's collections. So did you ever finish that?
No, I wanted to put it on hold.
Okay, no problem. I was just curious to see if
I can't have that much going on, man. Then this becomes like my job.
So we're starting with I guess you picked the top collections.
Yeah, I can go through it. So it wasn't really I picked the top collections. I basically went collection by collection, the major ones, and I selected what I felt was the top hat from each of those collections. And like I said, for context, this is going to alleviate what would be my top 50 and allow for the top 50 to be really diverse and kind of deep, if that makes sense. So let's go to the first one.
Hat diversity. Ooh.
Yeah. So when it comes to the black and reds, I think they call them the Louis collection, right? I guess that's what they were called. Louis Reds.
This is the
whatever I call them. What's that?
This one's the spicy tuna.
Yeah, well, this was my favorite of that collection. Florida Marlins 1997 World Series. To me, this was a fantastic hat. I thought the black and reds were extremely underrated, and I just feel like they did an outstanding job with this one, with integrating that red into the Marlin. Just this was my favorite of that bunch, and it was close. There was other ones in that collection. The Red Sox one was fantastic. The Tampa Bay Rays one was fantastic.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Reds one with the 1975 World Series patch was fantastic, but this one to me was the winner.
The Cincinnati had that huge C, that huge raised C.
I liked it, man.
Yeah. I think the gem of this collection that just got graded a little bit low was the Tampa Bay because of the side patch. If the side patch was a little bit better, I mean, you can't blame them. I mean, they've only been in existence for a couple of years, so
yeah.
The Tampa one's really nice. I like the Blue Jay one, but I'm always going to say that. But yeah, you can't go wrong with the Florida one. This one,
the winner, man.
really goes well. It's got like the black tonal F and then the red fish. This one goes hard. So
yeah. And then from the logo timeline collection. So there was a number of these, right? There was the Yankees, the White Sox, the Chicago Cubs, the LA Dodgers, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Los Angeles Angels or California Angels, whichever era you're in.
Yeah.
This one to me was the standout from that collection. And it's not even about the hat design itself. It's just the diversity in the logos and how many different logos they have. I mean, this is an incredible hat. It's not necessarily one I would wear. None of the logo timelines are a hat I would wear.
Yeah.
But this is just a really cool hat to look at. And I gotta be honest with you, you guys know I like to take pictures of hats. This is a fun one to take pictures of. You can
match it up with the logos of the hat.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, but this hat was the winner, in my opinion. The only downfall to this hat versus, let's say, the Cubs, the Yankees, and the White Sox was it didn't have the panty liner.
Yeah. No pajama liner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
was that because this was one of the first ones that came out?
No, this is the first ones that came out had the liner.
Okay.
The second run, which had the LA Dodgers, the Angels.
In New York, I think.
No, New York was in the original run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think New York was in the original run.
This one came out when the Dodgers came out.
Yeah, the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The second version of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So the Arizona Diamondbacks was actually the first one.
Yeah.
That had no liner.
And no numbers.
And they did the series with the liners that didn't have the Diamondbacks. Then the Diamondbacks second version released with this and the LA Dodgers.
The original Diamondbacks doesn't have the years on it, I believe.
It does not. You and I debated this, which one was better on a live Instagram live once.
Yeah.
So that's my logo timeline selection. That was the best of that collection, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the red velvet. This one's for Leon. But the 1992 World Series Toronto Blue Jays red velvet. When I first was presented with the red velvets, I didn't do the pre-order or this. I was in on these when they first came out, and I was like, I don't know about these. They came out they were like the Valentine's Day hat back in February, and I picked them up, man. And once I had them in hand, I was like, man, these things are winners. And this one, to me, is just absolutely gorgeous. So there's some other standouts, like the Diamondbacks is great. Even the Houston Astros one is great. There's a lot of really good ones in the collection. San Diego was great.
San Diego with the split logo.
Yeah, but this one stands out in my opinion. So that was my pick from the red velvet collection.
I will never wear a 92 World Series patch.
I will.
Now from the Martini collection, my pick was the Colorado Rockies 25th anniversary. You guys know how much of a fan I am of that mountain range logo. I know some folks were turned off a little bit by that bright pink front logo, but I love this hat, man. This thing is definitely a winner in my book, and this was the best of the Martini collection for me. I will say that I could easily select this logo in any of the collections as the top one. I could, but I mean, there were others I liked better in some of the other collections, but I thought the best place for this one to be number one was here in the Martini collection.
So much better than their stupid CR logo.
Yeah, that CR logo sucks.
This was the first collection we saw them really use like that iridescent kind of color, that pearly kind of color. The Diamondbacks one really sticks out in my head. And then this one will always be kind of compared, the Pirates Martini will always be compared to like the Pirates Green Eggs and Ham. Kind of like which one you like better. Really good collection. Kind of slept on. They never did a pre-order on this, right? So it was just was it insiders got access, and then that was kind of it, right? We saw them kind of leak out in stores.
No, this one was in stores.
Yeah, this one leaked out in stores, and then they just kind of released them online, but it never got the pre-order treatment. I mean, this collection is really, really good.
It's underrated, man.
Yeah.
If you want like a fall hat and you want that little dash of pink, man, this was the right hat. This was the right hat at the right time. I thought the collection was underrated.
Yeah. Cotton candy.
Now, I've talked about the cotton candy a few times about my dislike for a couple of things about the cotton candy collection, and most of it revolves around the lack of pop with the logos and the side patches, because there's not a lot of variation between the colors. But this is the one that really did have logos that popped, specifically the inaugural season side patch. Also that front logo. I mean, you can't beat that thing, man. That thing is just a fantastic front logo. It's beautiful. I think it pops well on the hat. When you look at the cotton candies and you kind of line them all up, there's a few that kind of have this look to it where it really stands out, but none of them stand out quite as nicely as this Diamondbacks cap. So for the cotton candy collection, my winner was the Diamondbacks 1998 inaugural season patch cap.
I feel like a lot of the cotton candy ones, they kind of scream like a Easter style, like kind of pastel-y Easter kind of hat. This one doesn't really have that from the front, at least. So
the copper helps.
Really nice.
I'm getting a toothache just looking at this thing.
Yeah, I mean they named it perfectly by calling it
cotton
candy. Like it's the perfect name for it.
Yeah,
it like makes you visualize what it's meant to be, and it's a great name. Great collection. For me though, I don't know. For me, something about like the really pastel-y kind of bright colors, I shy away from it. I grabbed the Blue Jay one, but it doesn't look, to me, it just looks like a sky blue Blue Jay hat, to be quite honest. Pink lemonade.
So from the pink lemonade, man, some folks probably thought I was going to go Red Sox, but I probably would have until this baby hit. And this is the Seattle Mariners 2002 All-Star Game pink lemonade. And there's something about the yellow on these and the taxi cabs. If you find the right colors to contrast it, it looks outstanding. And some of the pink lemonades did kind of wash out a little bit, like the cotton candies. Like I think to Like there was an LA Dodgers one. There was a few that I was like, I'm not wowed by these, but this cap right here, especially when you get to really look at it in hand, this is an incredible hat with the metallic thread, the beautiful colors on that yellow. This is by far, in my opinion, the winner from the Pink Lemonade collection. The second would be the Red Sox with the more subdued pink hanging socks
with the 99.
Yeah.
I would have thought. How far back did Washington rank for you? I thought you would have picked Washington really high.
I loved Washington. Washington probably would have been after the two Red Sox. So to me, it would be Seattle, the two Red Sox, and then Washington.
Do you like the pink lemonades that have the pink logo in the front? Like I think there was like a New York, an LA. They just had like pink logos instead of white. Do you remember those?
I think they were white. I think LA was white.
No, but they released them later, like later in the cycle. I think it.
No, I mean they're not going to compare to a logo like this or the Red Sox logo. Anything that's like the NY or the LA, it's just not going to look as sharp on a cap like this when you're trying to play with colors, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this one wins because of that metallic thread and that teal thread, that teal outline on the yellow. Like that makes a difference to me.
For sure.
How many times did they drop different sets of pink lemonades? It seems like they were coming out.
The first one was the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think there might have been an LA and a Philadelphia maybe in that pack. And then the second pack came out, right, that had the second version of the Red Sox. I think maybe 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. They kept sprinkling them out. And then by the time the last time came through and the pre-order came through, I think at that point, I don't know. At least for me, like I was already kind of over. I don't even think I even grabbed any on the pre-order, to be quite honest. But
this hat's the best of the bunch, in my opinion. I mean, it's just a great hat.
Was this available on the pre-order? This is like an early one, right?
No, this was the newest one. This one was one you could pre-order, but not many of them were out there in the wild.
Okay.
Prior to pre-order, so this was I think it was a pretty small run.
Okay. Be curious.
So there's not a lot of people out there that have this hat right now.
Okay, but be curious to see who jumped on the pre-order for this one and to kind of see that one come through later.
Yeah.
Taxi cabs.
The taxi cabs to me were an incredible collection. If the front logos weren't just white. You saw it with the Cardinals, you saw it with the Red Sox, you saw it with specifically the Reds, you saw it with the Skull Chief. There was a ton of different logos that you saw that really popped off this taxi cab yellow. But this one to me was a standout. It's got that dignified Brave logo on the front in the 1914 World Series patch. To me, this one was by far the winner. I like the Skull Chief too, but I don't know. Unlike Jason, I love a good side patch. And this side patch is a cool one. It's raised around the edges. It's just a nice patch.
Yeah, it's not the National League patch that you usually see with this logo.
Yeah, and I try to do my best to not I gotta be honest with you, the Red Sox one would have been right there with me too. I think the Red Sox hanging socks logo, not because I'm a Red Sox fan, just in general, looks great on all of these hats. So it was hard for me. There's 2 specific logos I had to try to not love as much as I wanted to. And it was all the Colorado Rocky mountaintops and the hanging socks.
Yeah.
Those 2 things I had to really shy away from in some instances, because I would put the Red Sox logo up against this one as well. But this is the one that I thought was the best of the 2.
Yeah, I love that hanging socks logo.
Another color that really worked well in this collection is the blue. The Milwaukee Brewers one. Really
Milwaukee looked good. There was a Seattle one that looked good.
Yeah. And then the Expos.
The Expos looked good.
Which had blue and red. But flawless collection, really great collection. Funny thing is I don't think they started calling them taxis until Wiz put it on an actual taxi.
What's weird about this though, honestly? These hats aren't necessarily everyday wear hats. I think we can tell from looking at them. But when you get these things, 3 or 4 of them, and you just look at them together, it's these are impressive looking caps.
Yeah, they shine.
They do.
When you put them together, they shine.
They're incredible. Now moving on to the green eggs and ham. So I've had a long relationship with the green eggs and ham. So as soon as and I think Leon, I'm not sure if I talked to you about this, Jason, but Leon, I certainly talked to you about it. You know, I was like, fucking green and pink. Like, this ain't gonna fucking work, right?
It shouldn't.
And then they sent me the green eggs and ham hanging socks. And I was like, holy shit, so for anybody who doesn't know, this is my favorite colorway of the year. This is it. The green eggs and ham. So interestingly enough, when the pre-order came along, and this was one of them, I almost didn't get this. I'm like, I'm wondering how that blue is going to look on the green. I'm like, don't make the same mistake a second time. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to pre-order this thing. And when I got it, this thing jumped over all of the other ones that I loved from the green eggs and ham collection, like the hanging socks. There were several that I had in that collection. There was an A's one I had, a friends and family version. There's all kinds of them that I thought were just tremendous hats, and this one just jumped over all of them. This is a gem. This one to me is a hat that I'm gonna wear quite often. I just love it. I love the front logo. I love the 1962 All-Star Game patch. This is a winner.
Yeah, this was one of the ones when it came out that we hadn't really seen a lot of hat companies use this as a front logo at first, so I don't really blame people for missing out. I mean, I was even gonna skip on this one. I think you guys talked me out of it. I think I put in the pre-order at the last second. But yeah, flawless hat, the stitching, amazing, nice raise. Like, what can you say? I mean, My Fitted's released a blue version of this. That hat flew. I saw a lot of crying emojis. People posting online and people missed the hat. Great logo. I mean, seldomly used. It's a really old school logo. But yeah, flawless hat.
So for the Campfire collection, I went with the Montreal Expos. This was stolen by our friends from Germany. And they did end up releasing this first, but this hat with that kind of like that metallic copper threading around the M on the front and within that side logo, that 35th anniversary. This hat and the Campfires in general are awesome. If you're going to wear a hat in the fall to go pumpkin picking or to do any of those things, this is the fucking colorway. This thing is made for the fall. And I also believe this is an underrated collection. Like, if you had to ask me, Pierre, do you want the whole set of Campfires or the whole set of cotton candies? I'm going Campfire all day.
I mean, those would be my bottom two of these collections. So, I mean,
really?
Yeah, I do not like this Campfire collection.
To me, it's really cool how he kind of used the same tones. It's almost a tonal collection, but still made it different enough that they popped. Usually that's a critique we have of their other stuff, but I think this is a great collection. I've seen some people say in the comments like, oh, this should have been an orange bottom or a gray bottom. I think the green's perfect.
The green is perfect, man.
Yeah.
Green is perfect. And then from the newest, the Merlot collection, which I also think is tremendous. I went with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I know I had another inaugural season patch on this list, but I went with this one because I love the snake head on the front and then also represented in that side patch. This hat is fucking beautiful. The colors go well together. I first saw these Merlots maybe 5 or 6 months ago when Hat Club released the Battle of the Bay pack in this colorway. It was San Francisco and the Oakland Athletics. So a lot of people slept on them. They didn't get them. I bought both of them, and here we are today now with the entire collection. So I like the colorway then. I like it now. But my favorite of them all is this Diamondbacks cap. And pretty soon I'll be doing a top 10 on Instagram when the rest of mine land. But this was it, man. This was my favorite of the pack. A lot of folks like Seattle. A lot of folks like the Red Sox in this pack, but this was my favorite. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this one.
Well, this is the first time we've seen, at least in recent memory. I mean, there might be hats that exist that are out there in the wild, but I had never seen the snake head with the inaugural. So as soon as that one dropped in, I think they were starting to drop in like Arizona Mills and in the Chandler Hat Club locations. We had a couple guys out there. Shout out to the plug. They went and they didn't even ask. They went and grabbed and sent us the bill. So I'm really happy to get my hands on this before it hit online, so I didn't have to fight with the rest of you guys for it. But this hat, it's an amazing hat. What more can I say?
I mean, I'm always down for a nice maroon hat.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the name? I mean, they just went with Merlot. I mean, that seems too easy.
Like a depressed housewife.
Yeah, that's for housewives.
Yeah. But great collection. Yeah, it's nice. This hat's really, really nice.
And I saw some comment that why didn't they drop all the teams for those? It's because all the teams didn't give them permission. Whenever you see a team missing, that's why.
Yeah. So the other collection. Go ahead, Leon. Sorry about that.
No, I was gonna say sometimes they make collections with not every team, so that's just
sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like the Cubs and the Twins don't always sell.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just what.
Now, one of the other collections that was kind of very subtle, and this is more like a Jason Mead type collection because there's no side patches involved. The black and pink. So my favorite though from that collection was the Seattle Steelheads, which is a Negro League team. The reason why I went here is number one, it's a super simple looking hat. It's got that nice thick embroidery on the front in that white. And just simple, man. I don't know. This hat to me was the best of the bunch. There were other ones in there that were good. But this one to me was the standout. And I think a lot of it has to do that it is a Negro League cap, but also just the simplicity of it. I just liked it. It was a nice change of pace. And I felt it was the strongest from the black and pinks.
Call me crazy, but all of the pre-order Hat Club pins that they came out with, Taxi, Green Eggs and Ham, Red Velvet. I like this pin the most. It's just a simple black pin with a pink writing on it. I think there's a little bit of white, but I think this collection happened like right when the pandemic kind of broke out, and they were originally planning to do these all with side patches because it's very rare that they do hats without side patches, but they were having trouble getting approved. So then just to make it easier, they just did them without side patches so they could get approval. So it's kind of like one of those like happy mistakes because, you know, it's cool that they did do a collection of hats that don't have side patches for all the guys that, you know, don't like them. It was one of the first times I think he used the Blue Jay, the current Blue Jay, because we don't have any good side patches ever since we changed the logo. So it was good to actually get like a pink bottom current Blue Jay hat. So yeah, I really like this collection too. All-Star Game.
So Hat Club released an All-Star Game patch collection. Now I know some of these are like, you know, they've been around before and stuff, but they did release probably, I think it was like 20, right? All-Star Game patches with like green or gray unders. So I want to make sure I represented that collection as well. And my favorite from that bunch was the Chicago Cubs 1990 All-Star Game. And mostly because two things. Number one is that green under against that royal blue is just perfection. But then the side patch on this is incredible. It's probably one of the best All-Star Game side patches out there. I'd say top 5.
Yep.
And it just like sets the hat off, man. I mean, I don't like these Cubs hats with that plain C on the front, but this thing, man, I mean, it's a great hat and the best in my opinion of that collection. I do think the Angels 1989 All-Star Game, the Red Sox 1999 All-Star Game. There's a ton of them out there that are really strong, but this one to me was the winner.
You never saw so many Cubs fans be so disappointed in not being able to buy that because there was a lot of non-Cubs fans buying this hat. And pretty much every Cubs fan wanted this hat as well. So there's a lot of competition for this hat. I've seen some people offer up crazy amounts for this hat. And then this collection, they did this collection, and then they almost went back to back with the icy and the pink bottom All-Star Game collection, and that one had a pre-order as well. So this release or this capsule kind of got overshadowed a little bit, I think, with some of the pink and icy hype. But yeah, this collection was great. I think you mentioned a lot of like the Anaheim, the Baltimore one went crazy.
Mhm.
The Baltimore one, I do understand that there was a reason why some people wanted that one, but to me, that patch is underwhelming.
The patch sucks, but I guess like the bird was kind of like, it was rare at the time. I don't know, but people went crazy for that Baltimore hat. I love that Baltimore hat. I wouldn't sell it if someone offered me a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a great collection. It was a lot of stuff we hadn't seen before or hadn't seen since the 90s. It was a really, really cool kind of dive into it.
Okay. Yeah, and this one we talked a lot about yesterday. So
Mhm.
from the Manolo pack, I had to add this one in. This is Paint the City Pussy Pink. And, dude, this is as close to perfect as a hat can get.
Yeah.
I'm not going to gush too much about this hat right now because I've already done that, but this fucking thing is incredible. The navy on navy, the pink under, the patch is just done just perfectly. When you wear this hat, man, it's like you're wearing a luxury item.
Yeah.
It just feels like sleek and clean and perfect. This hat to me, I doubled up on this. So Manolo put out a second order for them on his own. I bought the whole pack because I wanted one to save and one to wear. So as the kids would say, one to rock and one to stock.
Yeah.
But dude, this hat is incredible. Incredible.
And there's already talks, some rumors, maybe they're trying to convince people to maybe do a pre-order. So hopefully for everyone who didn't catch them on the first wave, they're going to get lucky on it. And, you know, if they don't do a pre-order, I'm sure Manolo and Justin are still cooking. They do a lot of stuff on the apparel side. So
I've already seen something where he's working on another 5-pack.
Yeah,
so
there you go. So this won't be the last we see from Manolo. And if you guys want to, you know, get a little bit of history, we have two videos on this channel. One where Jason goes through each and every one of the releases in this pack, and then we have an earlier episode where we talked a lot about street brands and cultures and collabs. And I think Chicago Joe was on that, and he talked about Manolo talked about his adventures with Bun B, Genuine, Missy Elliott, Timbaland, the who's who of the hip hop game. So Manolo's not new to this. He's not new to fashion and design and all that good stuff. So good to see other people starting to realize just how talented he is. He's even done the jersey behind you. So shout out to Manolo.
Sure.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah. So before I hand over to Jason, I just want to make it clear. So guys, a lot of those hats would have made it into my top 50. I want to make sure that I really explicitly say that out loud. Again, just to reiterate that, but I want to shout out Hat Club for really doing some phenomenal stuff all year long. I mean, really pushing the limits and helping others to kind of push their respective limits. I mean, incredible stuff. And those hats really fueled a lot of my passion this year around hats. I've always loved hats, but that stuff that they were putting out there was just really, really great stuff. So thank you for giving me the time to kind of show those off. So now Jason,
which of those hats do you think would have ranked the highest on your list?
The Manolo hat.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
The Manolo hat, without a doubt.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right, Jason.
All right. You guys ready for this?
Let's go.
Oh, I'm ready for a lot of white panel fronts and side patches caps.
Let's go.
I was born for
this.
50? All right. What?
Okay.
50. Yeah, man. I just really love this logo. So this is the Jersey Shore Blue Claws Road 5950 that just released maybe a few weeks ago. Brandios helped work on a redesign with them. They went from the Lakewood Blue Claws to the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. This logo, I just love it, how they incorporate the crab with the baseball. I think they did a brilliant job on this rebranding. So
Right.
yeah,
Well,
and sky blue and red.
Will the sunglasses show up later?
The sunglasses, I will tell you, will not.
All right, cool. Spoiler alert.
Better
Yeah,
not.
This is the only
Better
one
not.
I'm here for. All right. So here's the first white panel. If everybody's been waiting
Oh,
for.
there we go.
Optic.
This
Optic
is
white.
another. What's that?
Optic white. It's like got
Yeah.
a crazy sheen on it.
Yeah. So this is another rebranding. Well, not rebranding, a movement. So the Potomac Nationals moved to Fredericksburg, Virginia, and Studio Simon was the designer that worked on this branding. I really like this Alt 2 logo. George Washington actually grew up just outside of Fredericksburg, Virginia, on a farm, and so this would have been where he chopped down the cherry tree, according to legend, right? And so, so yeah, I love how Dan took that story and made it into a logo. When they rebranded, they actually didn't release this hat right away. Hat Club actually beat them to the punch. So I actually got the all red version of this logo. So I don't actually have this hat. But I, you know me, I'm a white front panel guy. So I would have preferred this first.
We're clear on that part.
Yeah. So so I don't double up on logos usually. So I got the Hat Club all red version. But man, I love the swinging axe. George Washington playing baseball with an axe.
I love it when there's some type of either logo tie-in or some type of tie-in from the feeder club to, I guess, the parent club. So these guys seem to be their Nationals affiliate, so they got the Nationals colors.
Yeah, and that's where the F is styled after the Washington logo. I'm using the same font.
So Walgreens W.
Yep, the Walgreens logo.
Cool.
All right, you guys were talking about how good the Louis V collection was. I agree with you. The black and red is awesome. That's why I put this Scottsdale Scorpions from 4U Caps on there. I'm a big minor league fan. So when I saw this thing, it was an instant cop for me. I love the old Scorpion logo over the new one. And this red just really pops off of this black.
The only thing I hate about this hat, and I'm with you, I love it. I like this. I cannot stand some of the new era flags that they use over at 4U Caps. Like, I mean, look at that thing. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, so I'm willing to overlook that because most people don't notice it anyway.
Is this a regular poly hat, or is that just the picture makes it?
I mean, these pictures, I have it here. I should have dug.
Poly or is it wool?
I believe it's poly.
Okay.
Like it's a regular material. It's not like some type.
No. This is just standard hat. I think it's poly. It might be wool. I should have pulled all these hats out, but I was late turning in my homework. Sorry, Professor. So yeah, next week I will definitely pull out all the hats I own from the list and show them alongside this. But and I like the button up top being red.
Yeah.
This
one almost made my list too. I was gonna pull the Hat Heaven release version of it because they had just did the final retro of this logo. I think because it now is a logo that's retired, they can't use it for a while or whatever.
This is one they can't do for a while now.
Yeah,
so they have to use the newer one now for
Exactly.
the next couple of years.
I think it's 5 years is when they can.
I think he said 3. I think Brian from Hat Heaven said 3. I don't remember the exact time, but I know we're not going to see this old logo for a little while.
Yeah. So I really wanted to get this on a list, but I think at the last second I just bumped it. But yeah, I agree. This hat's amazing. I do like this version better than the newer version, even though the newer one looks kind of more realistic.
Right.
Got a little bit more detail, but something about this one has more personality.
Yeah, and the embroidery, it's got like 5 different levels on this logo on this particular hat, and I just love that.
Yeah,
it's weird. I did a poll on Instagram. As you move to the next one, Leon, I did a poll on my Instagram, and people prefer the new logo over the old, and there was probably like 900 respondents, which is pretty crazy to me. But hey,
I wonder how many people like have the hat in hand though.
I don't know.
That voted or just voting strictly off a picture.
Right.
Yeah.
So number 47 on my list comes from across the pond in Austria, Topper Z store. I'm always a big fan of cross-lead colorways. I know this isn't exactly Ravens colors, but it's close enough for me. And I love this 64-65 logo from the Orioles. I think, the Orioles have had some great logos. I'd like to see an Orioles timeline hat at some point. But I love this logo. And I love the colors on this one. The purple just really looks nice.
Topper Z, these guys got to go in the record books for like the fastest shipping in the game.
I swear they use teleporters. They have to. There's no way.
Ooh,
all right. Spitfire Captain's Edition from Over Your Head Caps. I like this one a lot because of the work that Adam put into it.
Eggs.
The scrambled eggs, oak leaf is what it's officially called. Usually would come out, like put on the fabric before it's put onto the visor, and then you don't get the stitching on the visor that you would see on a normal hat, right? But this one is different because he applied all of these post-production by hand. And yeah, it takes a lot of work to it. He spent months trying to figure out how to do it just right, so those things will never move, even if you bend your brim, curve it, whatever. This colorway is awesome, navy and gray, just a classic looking color.
Yeah, and I do like the way that he did adhere it to the brim, because if you look at like a Seattle Pilots hat that has this scrambled eggs look to the top of it, it's like one piece of fabric that covers the brim. Right. It doesn't have the same stitching in it, so it really does have a cheaper feel to it. I prefer this, honestly. I know people say, "Oh, you think that gluing it is better?" Well, yeah, in this case, I do, because the Seattle Pilots caps that do have this, I don't like the way the brim is all one piece of fabric that almost like if you curve the brim, it looks loose, the fabric and stuff. It just doesn't feel
like
right.
Buckles underneath.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. This I like.
I have a Lakeland Tigers one, and just even on the undervisor itself, just running your thumb on it, it doesn't feel right, right?
Yeah, and shout out to John from Ink Park who did the art on this too. I think it's important to call that out.
Absolutely.
And he's going to show up quite a few times on our list, I would believe. Yeah. I'm going to show one of his today too, but shout out to him for doing the art here, and obviously shout out to Adam just for the expertise in terms of how he approaches the work he does, and how he just makes every little detail perfect. I love this cap too. I agree with you.
Yeah, nobody beats the extras that you get with that over your head cap. You might get a baseball card.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a feeling he's going to start sending out satin jackets with the next round of Spitfires, just because.
Don't preview too much, because he is. Yeah.
Come on, let's move on, guys. Let's move on.
Number 45. I know this one isn't a new one. It's probably been released before, but it's new for me. But I love NBA mascots, and I think we should see more of them on hats, and in this orange and purple colorway. I love the gorilla. Beautiful hat.
I love the colors on this one too. I did get this in two different colorways and not this one. This is the winner of the bunch, man. I kind of regret not getting it
early on the Heather one or whatever it was. It was like Shadow Tech or something or whatever.
Yeah, I got that. I was pretty disappointed, but this is a great, man. This is a great choice. Great choice, Jason.
Yeah. If I knew that this one was going to retro so fast, I would not have got the Shadow Tech version.
Me neither.
I was waiting for the purple and orange version.
Yeah, nice.
44. We got the running geisha from the Capologists. I'm so pissed off at myself that I forgot to order this one. But I was waiting for this hat since I first saw a preview of it back in like January. Love that floral under, and that logo is spectacular.
Yeah, this one was a fun one. Hopefully it delivers soon. We might have your size extra, so we could talk about that off air.
Definitely will.
I ordered one.
Your time?
Number 43 is the one I'm wearing right now. Another over your head cap. This design, the Maritimer. This is a tribute to the northeastern shore of Canada. I love the colors on this thing. The logo with that baseball bat, fishing pole, catching a ballfish. A lot of extras with this hat. Hand signed scroll, a message in a bottle, bunch of patches. Just a fantastic work on this one.
This hat falls under the rail hat category, right?
Yep. The rail is when they use that different color stitching on the front panels, it forms like kind of a railroad track, if you will, around the edge.
You educated me, and I remember now. Yeah, this hat was fun. I think, did we debut this on our show? Pierre, do you remember?
No,
this came out before you guys started doing the show.
Okay, but Spitfire we did.
Yeah, Spitfire we did for sure.
Yep. Number 42, friend of the program, Chris at Hillside Goods, and his they called it Hillside Natives on the website, but he called it the Auburn Natives.
Auburn, yeah.
Yep. I love the colorway on this one, and that logo. It's so simple, but there's so much detail in the feather crossing the A. Just a cool, classic looking hat.
Yep. I can't agree more, man. I love his stuff. It's simple,
clean,
and the colors always make sense. I love his stuff, man.
I mean, if a city named Auburn ever had a baseball team called the Natives, they could just order a bunch of these, throw them on their hat, and play ball.
Yeah,
that's what I love about it.
I don't know if the Braves would be too happy about it, but
they get over it.
The clean hat, clean colorway. The orange really pops off, sets off the olive. Yeah, solid.
And then this one you probably can't see very well, but this is the second wolf design from Noble North. But I love the Midnight Fog, the Midnight Camo. You're probably going to see that a couple more times on my list. It's probably one of my new favorite materials. But yeah, this thing with the red and silver on the Midnight Camo. Just love this hat.
I love that logo, and I'll tell you, I'm with you, Jason, on the midnight camo. Like, a lot of people don't like it, but a lot of those people are people that haven't bought one. So right. I first saw the midnight camo on some MLB caps that were released on New Era, where they did every team in midnight camo. And once I got the Red Sox one in, and I also bought St. Louis, I was like, man, these things are like, I just love it, man. I don't know. There's something about that. I'm not into alternate fabrics other than perhaps I'm like good with wool, polyester, and cotton. But this right here, I don't know. There's something about this fabric and that midnight camel that I do like. I do like, and I love this logo. I have the original.
The original was really nice. The original was going to be on my list, and then it got cut when I went through the whole duplicate logo thing.
Yeah. Did you guys jump on the lids collection that had the midnight camo in gold? Did you guys jump on that?
No.
What was it though? Are you talking about
MLB? It was MLB, and I think it had like a metallic gold under, I want to say, and like panty liners.
That I don't think that was midnight camo though. I think that was an olive green.
Olive green? I gotta pull it up. I have a Blue Jay one.
I don't know. I think that was olive green, and it had gold. It had gold embroidery on it.
It's all a blur, man.
It was very gaudy.
Yeah.
I bought a Red Sox one because it was Red Sox, just like you bought Toronto because it's Toronto. But I may be mixing up the New Era one with the lids one or whatever. I mean,
yeah, maybe whatever. But yeah, good start, Jay.
Thank you.
I gotta say, Jason, your list wasn't as shocking. I mean, I wouldn't have picked. I wouldn't have picked the George, the what was it, Fredericksburg? Is that the?
Sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked that. But the rest of them there, I could envision them being somewhere in my top 100.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I wanted one of those hats that you showed on my list. I probably wouldn't have went Jersey Shore thing, but
there's probably a little bit of recency bias on that one, but
yeah,
whatever.
Let's go. Top 50. This one, speaking of recent, pretty recent release. MILB Pink Bottoms. This one, to me, the blue was really, really different. It was like a darker shade of blue than the cotton candy. So, and it's like a hat that never really gets played with. I think the Rocket City Trash Pandas were supposed to have their inaugural season this year. They sold a ton of merch. They sold a ton of hats. But just something about the pink bottom, the blue, the patch really sets it off. The first time seeing minor leagues with pink bottoms. This one just edged the Jumbo Shrimp. In reality, the Jumbo one is probably better. But I don't know.
Dude, this one is not, listen, this is a cool hat. Would have been in my top 100.
Yeah.
But the Jumbo Shrimp eats this for breakfast.
All right.
I will say, what's nice about this hat though, Leon? It is a nice hat, man, honestly.
Yeah.
But the Southern League patch on the side is incredible. I did not like some of the patches in that collection. This patch is a fantastic, man. It just looks nice with the hat because they integrated that pink and the gold in there. It looks so good. The other patches they should have just done without. But this patch, I agree with them putting it on there. They look great.
And Jumbo Shrimp had this patch, right? Same patch?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And it looked even better on the Jumbo Shrimp because of the dark crown.
Yeah. The black with the pink sets it off, but I just feel like we've seen that so many times. And then there's this blue we've never really seen. So that's why I give it
Trash Panda's blue hat. So
yeah, but I mean, like with pink bottoms though. Like we never really get to see this shade of blue with a pink bottom. So
it's your list, Leon. It's your world, buddy.
Something about it.
That's your number 50.
Number 50. Number 49, Friends and Family. That became a general release, that became a bootleg hat and whatever. But this hat would have went way higher. I think what had going against it was that it released so early in the year that maybe I'm not ranking it where it should be. You know me, Pierre. I love the black LA hat. I don't know why.
Yeah. I like this, man. I was one of the first people to have this hat.
Yeah. So it gets points for being exclusive, but I think it loses a little bit of points because they did retro it. But I was allowed to get it, so I can't be mad at that. And then other stores started doing it. So this hat to me, black LA, it's got that kind of that like blue and pink with the gold side pattern. I don't know, something about this hat. It's an amazing hat. I may have ranked this too low, but
it's your list.
Number 48. So this hat showed up everywhere after the fact, but when we first saw it, this was a hat that I was like, damn, I have to have this hat. So Brian from Hat Heaven, we got this from Hat Heaven at first. I think this came out pretty much everywhere else after. But the Welcome to Vegas, this was one of the first times we seen the Raiders be allowed to use Las Vegas in their hats, I think.
Yeah.
One of the first, at least.
This was in their draft day cap. All that stuff was about the same time. And then you and I jumped on this. I think I ordered this one for you, right?
Yeah. I sent mine to you. We got it from Hat Heaven. But yeah, when we saw this hat, we're like, well, we have to have it. So
yeah, this is a great hat, man.
This is ranked way too low.
It's tough, man. The 50 was hard, man.
It was.
It's hard. But I like this hat.
Ranked too low in a couple weeks.
Maybe it got bumped down a little bit for me because it did release everywhere else as a rarity thing, maybe. I don't know, but this is a phenomenal hat. Number 47. Just on ex NBA All-Star. This is the first of many NBA All-Star hats. I think Chicago as a city, as a place for creatives, as just somewhere that got to represent their city before everything kind of shut down. This was one of the best showings that I can remember for any type of NBA All-Star game.
I agree with you. I just don't think this hat is the one.
Yeah.
I love this logo. I just don't like all the extra hits.
You know why I don't like this hat now, though? You want me to be honest with you? It's because...
well, the price wasn't nice.
The price was terrible, but then now it's sitting on Hat Club's site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with Davey when these hats first hit the site. I'm like, you're going to sell through I forgot the name of the artist. You guys know who I'm talking about. He created that Bulls logo.
Luis
Yeah,
de Guzman.
Oh,
Barbed
God, I
wire
can't believe I forgot his name. Huh?
Luis de Guzman.
Yeah, Luis de Guzman. His. I'm like, that's gonna sell out. I said, you're gonna sit on these other ones. She's like, I don't know. They're still on the site.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the hat. The $100 is ridiculous. And I don't know, man. You know how things lose value to you when you see them sitting somewhere?
Yeah. There's a couple factors though. So like just Don doesn't normally do fitteds, right? So
Yeah.
when this came out, I had to have it. Like he's known for taking snapbacks and making them really crazy with like alligator skin and leather
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And he's used to selling hats for $200-$300. So the $100 price tag didn't seem it was heavy. Don't get me wrong, but I was able to score. I think I got this buy one get one half or something or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the hat. I just
But
don't.
yeah, so it is weird that it sold out everywhere, and then the Hat Club ended up getting like 10,000 of them. They're still on the site, but
Well, the black is not in every size, but the blue is. This is the better of the two colors, you know.
Yeah.
But the blue is sitting on the site in every size. The black is not.
yeah, I think the original retail hit was 100.
It was 100. You can still find it. Like Major DC still has these for $100.
Yeah, yeah. It's just turning the Bulls logo into a C. I don't know. It was cool to me.
I
At the time.
love that logo.
I do love that part of it.
Yeah.
This was one of the first hats that I noticed that had like the Long John white sweatband liners. But yeah, I like this hat.
Nice.
Number 46, Scarlet Red, 1993 World Series Blue Jays flat batterman with the gray. I do almost regret getting the gray one because the icy blue one came out after. But it is what it is. I ended up not getting the icy blue one because I already had the gray one. But I don't know, just a simple switch, just taking a hat. You normally see it in blue, stick it in red, looks completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did that a couple times this year. Sky blue, yellow, green, whatever. But the red one,
They did the green. The green was nice.
yeah. But this one, you don't normally see Blue Jays in red. We may wear it on like Canada Day or whatever. But yeah, first time I ever seen it with the 93. So I like this one. Number 45, Dankadelic Revolutionary. This one ranks a little bit higher than his original Revolutionary, which is not a skull. It's like an actual like Mexican guy or like an actual man. I like the skull one better. It's got a purple under. It's not two-tone. Dank killed this one. This one came out in multiple colors, right?
Two colorways.
Two colorways. So it's like this one, and was it green? And
Then
black?
there's a two-tone.
Yeah.
Green.
I prefer this one over the two-tone. Either way, Dank kills it. I like this hat.
It's a great hat.
That's a nice hat.
44, Richmond Tigers, AFL, New Era, Australia. Shout out to our friend Lee Rocky over in Australia. I always tell him to keep his ear close to the ground. Anything that comes out like in Australia that's strictly locals, he let us know. So this one, he kind of told me, I'm like, hey man, AFL re-released their hats in basic New Eras. I'm like, is that a big deal? He's like, brother, like I haven't seen these since like 2014 or something.
Yeah.
Like make sure you get the ones you want before it becomes public knowledge that they restock. So this was one of the first ones I picked off the initial run. I don't even know if this one's the best one of the bunch, but I like this one. The way they did the flat embroidery and then the tiger raised, and then I think they ended up winning the year anyway. They won the championship.
See that in the comments.
You can't lose with a big cat.
Yeah. I think the Bulldogs is close.
That's my favorite of that collection.
Yeah, like the French English Bulldog. It's like the English Bulldog and French.
The English
colors.
Bulldog, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like in France colors.
Yeah. It's got that royal blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great choice though, Leon.
Yeah. Richmond Tigers. Number 43. This icy blue is probably one of the best icy blues, in the sense that it's kind of subtle. It's like a Philly hat. You know it's a Philly hat, but something looks wrong. Well, it's basically done in the maroon that the older Philly hat is done in, but they use the current logo. I don't know, something about it. Plus, we kicked their ass in 93. That adds an extra point for me. This hat's probably one of the best icy blues there is. I don't even think I own this hat. I really like this hat.
Yeah, I own that hat.
I do not.
Number 42. So I'm gonna say that this probably was my 50th hat, but for whatever reasons, I did a swap and put it to 42. But this collection was one of the collections of lids that that we were really chasing. I mean, the one before that was probably the blackout hats, and I didn't really go that crazy for the Copa blackout. Our buddy Chris went crazy. I know, shout out to Chris. TJ went and drove all over to help us find them. But this was the one where we're like, okay, we got to get everyone. Let's get a checklist. Who do we know in Baltimore? Who do we know in Seattle? Who do we know in Philly? Like this was something that really kind of got the hat community kind of together and kind of networking and kind of really had to flex.
Oh yeah, dude, it was insane. We were messaging people, and I would be messaging you. Oh, I found San Diego. Yeah. Like, oh, I got Baltimore and Washington. Yeah. And then TJ was on his way to Milwaukee. He's like, all right, I got Milwaukee for you guys. Like, it was just incredible. Just like, and we're like, honestly, like I think of guys like Diego who helped me out, Tyler, all kinds of different people out in the hat community. We all came together. And I think it was a silver lining in the whole, like, Lids doesn't have anything but the local markets and the big teams in their stores, right? So you're not going to find like, Kansas City out in Boston. So I thought it was just a fantastic collection. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the thrill of the hunt, so to speak. So that was fun to do that with you guys.
And then COVID kind of popped up in the middle of this and kind of shut it down. So, yeah. So I know there was a lot of these sitting in stores in stores that weren't open.
Yeah. Well, Brooklyn was a tough one, man. Brooklyn, everyone wanted Brooklyn, and I understandably so. And I will say one other thing about this collection, Leon. I'm happy you chose this one. I love the thank you, Jackie, on the under visor. And unlike you, I like the soft white sweatband. I love it. I love the way this hat feels. It's a comfortable friggin' hat.
This might be a set of hats that I never wear that I have. It's just here, all size 8. I might just keep it dead stock. They're all stored together.
No, I'm going to bring them out every Jackie Robinson day, and I'm going to just take a new photograph of them,
Yeah, no, it's definitely stuff that I'll take pictures of and I'll cherish the collection. I just don't know if I'll be wearing I feel like wearing a Florida Marlin thank you Jackie hat or whatever, but
yeah. It's kind of weird, right? Like, you're going to go to those links like, all right, I'm going to go get, this specific team with a Jackie patch on it. It's just cool to have them all.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of my favorite collections ever. It's one of the only collections I think of that I have, 1 to 31. But great collection, great job, Lids. That anniversary patch is stellar. I'm gonna have to eventually find some type of jersey that has it. But Neil will set me in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And my last one of the day.
This started it all. Jesus.
This one, yeah. This one was re-released and done in different colors and whatever. But if you didn't know any better, this would have been their on-field hat. To me, I don't know. We've had this discussion. I think Jason likes the on-field one better. The lavender with the white panel. It's not even close to me. This is Rocky Mountain Vibes, right?
Yep.
This their Copa. This is a custom that Hat Club did. It's got a gray under. First release they did was super limited. People were getting it early, and then it didn't hit the website, and then you had to call release. Like, it was like crazy.
Well, this hat specifically, just the backstory to it, I had this one in hand first. I posted it, and people went fucking ballistic. This was the start of some crazy hype. So then it ended. So I posted it. Richard Gennick was doing Davy's job at the time. He sold it to me, sent it to me. I posted it, and then people were going nuts. They wanted this hat, and then I guess they had, remember that warehouse sale?
Yeah.
they had that warehouse sale. So then they started selling it there. So by the time that was done, there was none of these left except for like maybe a couple. So this never hit the website in a traditional sense that first time around. And then they did a re-release where you were able to buy it on the site. But
that sold out instantly.
Yeah, this hat created tremendous hype around Hat Club's Copa collection, or Copa alternates, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah. And then they even did the collection where they dropped a bunch of the Copas again with the mariachi pin and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, this hat was always the one that got away from me. I didn't get a chance to get it on the first run. And then at the same time, I had a Day of the Dead Geisha hat get stuck in approval with New Era. So this was the whole thing. But now that I have it, all is forgiven. This is a great hat. What more can I say?
Great hat.
That's a good start, Leon.
Thank you. Too many Dodgers hats to start off with, but yeah.
How many Dodgers hats did I have in there? Just
two.
Two. All right, yeah.
Yeah, that's too many, but I'll forgive you.
You can't ever listen when it comes to the Dodgers hat. I get it, okay. Yeah. Dodgers hats, I get, but Brooklyn Dodgers, you can't. Come on, man.
I give you a pass from the Brooklyn Dodgers for sure.
Yeah. Cool. So let's get into mine.
Ooh, single sock.
So coming in at number 50, this was a lids exclusive. You have to get it at the local lid store in the Boston area, Saugus, someplace like that. And this one, I just really loved it because it was just, it's just that single hanging sock. The embroidery is nice and thick on it, and it's navy with a green under. You can't go wrong with that. I think this cap is one of the sleepers of the year. In my opinion, just super simple, really nice looking.
Nothing
Love the colors.
Back.
What's that?
No Batterman.
No Batterman on this one.
Perfect.
That was my number. And coming at number 49 is the Beaumont Golden Gators by Hat Club. So Hat Club released this a little earlier. Just so you guys know, if you don't know, this was a San Diego Padres AA affiliate. It only existed for 3 years, 1983 to 1986. But I just love the simplicity. This has got those Oakland A's type colors with that Kelly green and yellow. And it's flat embroidery, except I believe the bat's a little bit raised. This is just a super nice retro minor league baseball cap. And I just loved it. It was one of my favorites of this year.
This one screams retro MILB, like all over it, everything about it. Yeah, it's a really cool hat.
Great hat.
Ooh, headliners.
Yeah, coming in at number 48, I went with the headliners out of San Jose, the Paperboy. Yeah. This one's their 9-year anniversary edition, which is weird. I don't know why you're doing a 9-year anniversary edition. You probably should wait till 10 years, but nonetheless, I still love the cap. It's got that retro feel to it, It's almost like it feels like it's from the 50s. That logo, I love that logo. The embroidery is really nice. And again, you can't go wrong with navy with a green under. I love this hat, man. I mean, this is this to me screams 1950, but also screams buy me.
They can do this logo on any colorway and it will sell. Like
it sells out.
They sell their Paperboy logo so fast. And I know some of the military guys had some things to say because it's the flag facing the wrong way. But this is
I don't even care about that. Like I don't care about what.
All right. Glow in the dark.
Coming in at number 47. Is Hat Heaven released the new Scottsdale Scorpions logo in a glow-in-the-dark version. If there's I know glow-in-the-dark can seem somewhat gimmicky, right?
Yeah.
But if there's ever a time when glow-in-the-dark is going to look great, it's on a Scorpion. And, it's hard to take pictures of this lit up, but I got to tell you, this is a gorgeous hat. Just solid black, gray under, glow-in-the-dark Scorpion, no frills other than the glow-in-the-dark. And for those that don't know, the Scottsdale Scorpions, they play in the Arizona Fall League. That's a league that is run by Major League Baseball, and usually a lot of top prospects end up in that league. But this hat is just, God, man, this is a fantastic hat.
Does the background glow as well? as the
The
rays.
entire scorpion glows.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was at Hat Heaven.
Yep.
All right. So this I really gushed over when I first got it, and I know you guys heard me talk about this a little bit. I'm not going to try to pronounce every name appropriately, but I think this is the Naranjeros logo elements by the Locker Room of Downey. They play in the Mexican Pacific League, but this logo, you guys have probably seen it in the non-logo element form, which is pretty cool. There's something about this that I just think it's all black. I'm not a big fan of black UVs, but this hat to me just has a great look to it. I love it. And
I love
this
these
is,
logo element one. I love these Mexican League logo element hats.
yeah, they were pretty cool. I picked up like 5 or 6 of them. This was my favorite of the bunch. But this was a winner for me.
I really like the other one that you picked up with the feather.
Yeah, the feather one's cool too. There's something about this with the orange and that green popping off the black, and how pronounced the embroidery is that I just loved.
Yeah, you love anything that's raised.
Yeah, I think raised embroidery. No, I like it one of two ways: either outrageously raised or flat.
Yeah.
Because they give you different looks,
Yeah. Speaking of flat.
Yeah. Speaking of flat, the San Antonio Missions. This is a team is still in existence, obviously, but they've gone from affiliate to affiliate. This is back when they were a Dodgers affiliate. And another reason why I love this cap isn't just the great colors, that yellow popping off the blue, and then that blue, how it kind of sets off that green undervisor, but also this was back when Pedro Martinez was a pitcher for the San Antonio Missions as he was making his way to the majors. I think at the same time his brother Ramon had either just left to move to the major leagues or was also on that team with him at the same time. Either way, both of them kind of made their way through the San Antonio Missions minor league team. But this hat is absolutely fantastic. It's another one of the Hat Club retro minor league baseball releases that they did 3 or 4 months ago. I absolutely, or maybe longer, but I absolutely love this cap.
It's great. Love the colors, the logo, everything.
Ooh, Ice Ballers.
Yeah, coming in at number 44, I went with the Ice Ballers by Danny Dionic in collaboration with Hat Club. I did get this in the green eggs and ham version. I skipped on the black kind of diamond era material one. I didn't like that one at all. But this one to me is fantastic. And the story behind it's awfully cool too. I mean, it's about the first ice baseball game that was played in Brooklyn, New York. Very similar rules to Major League Baseball. They did use a red ball in order to make it easier to find. So the authenticity exists in this hat with that story to back it. But the hat itself just looks great, man. I love the symmetry on the ice kind of hanging from the baseball. And I don't know, man, this, I love this hat. I just love this hat. And that's why
this was one of the last ones cut from my list.
I like this, man. I like this a lot. And people say, "Oh, the green eggs and ham one." This is way better than the green eggs and ham.
It's the original.
I like the green eggs and ham one. I did get it, but this one is far superior in my opinion. These colors are tremendous.
It's one of the first new original designs from Danny we've seen in a while. So I love it. Keep it up.
I like that, that kind of reflection or that sheen he kind of puts at the top to make it look like it's all frozen. That was a cool kind of illusion and design element that he used.
Yeah.
Ogden.
All right, so coming in next is the Ogden Raptors. So since we've already done one other ex-Dodgers minor league baseball affiliate, let's go to another one. Brian from Hat Heaven released this one, and red and gold. I don't think there's a better color combination than red and gold. I mean, and then you throw it on a black hat with a gray under. You've got winter written all over it. So this hat, I love how I love that metallic stitching, that metallic thread, but I also love that raptor kind of jumping through that O and with the raised embroidery. This is just a heater. No doubt about it. So I knew right when I saw it in store, I picked this one up in store, that I had to have it.
Yeah. This one created a lot of buzz, because of the in-store. I think you had it, you showed it, and then as soon as it released online, it was gone instantly.
Yeah.
He has a new colorway of this, similar. I I think it was supposed to restock in October, but New Era is a little bit delayed. So keep your eyes out. Keep an eye out for Hat Heaven's restock of this one.
All right. So another representation from Over Your Head Caps in collaboration with John from Ink Park, and this is the Bon Home from Over Your Head. Adam killed it with this one in collaboration with Ink Park. The colors, man, when you have that powder blue with a red visor, and then the gray under visor, it's got this real great hockey vibe to it. It was kind of based on a carnival in Quebec, where every winter there's a mascot that's a snowman dressed in traditional clothing. He pulled out all the stops on this one. I think this one was a pre-order too, and this is on its way now. I think it's landed and it's heading to people's homes now. I had it from the initial run, but this thing is great. Great job to both Adam and John from Ink Park. This is definitely a winner, and this won't be my only Over Your Head cap or John from Ink Park cap on my list, but this one shows up at number 42.
This one really captures the like mascot vibes, those old school kind of mascot.
It's almost like Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Red mascot with a hockey stick.
Yeah,
it's just got that feel to it. I love it, man.
Adam does a great job of telling a story with his hats.
Yeah, for sure. So coming in at number 41 is the Rain God, not Rain, R-A-I-N, Rain, R-E-I-G-N. Now, you all know how much I love Martin Dankadelic Lopez, but this colorway is the second of the two colorways. This is actually the first logo he designed with Hat Club, but this is the second colorway. I love this colorway, and I also love the authenticity that Dank brings to the table. So he wanted to do a design that kind of resonated with the Mexican people, right? Mm-hmm. And I think he landed on it. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the deity that he used in this logo, but basically there's reasoning behind every component of what he did with this logo. This hat we all thought was sitting on the Hat Club website when in fact it wasn't.
Yeah. That was weird to us, right? Like we couldn't explain it. We're like, how's this hat?
No, I kept asking myself, like, how the fuck is this thing still here? And I'm even on my Instagram stories, like, what the fuck? Why aren't you buying this hat? And come to find out, I was pissing people off because they all were ordering it and it was getting canceled because Hat Club had some sort of inventory snafu. But listen, Martin nailed it with this. I love the first one, but this colorway to me with the black and the gold and kind of how, he leverages the gold for cultural reasons, that kind of revolve around the Mexican people is very important to me in terms of the authenticity. I absolutely love this cap, and this was an easy top 50 pick.
Yep, that is it. So we will be posting summaries on the Views from the Vault Instagram of all of our picks to kind of give you guys a rundown of what you saw. I mean, you can always watch the replay, but sometimes people like it in picture form. We welcome you guys to make your own top 50 list. I know good friend of the show, TJ, is doing his and going to be releasing it, his own personal top 50. But, sometimes it's cool to kind of take a step back, look at what you bought, kind of appreciate what you buy. Like sometimes, we get the initial high, we get the hat, we take a picture, we put it away. Maybe we don't wear it right away, but like, it was kind of cool exercise to run through.
This is just the first 10.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, I see people in the comments saying no clink room. No clink room yet.
Right.
Like yet.
50 to 41. We still got 40 to 1.
Here's a little preview. I will say this.
Yeah, I think
I will say this.
I think he's misunderstanding though.
Yeah. So let me just kind of clarify what this was. This was so what I did was I did the best of each Hat Club collection, in my opinion, to keep it out of my top 50.
Yeah.
Now what we all did was number 50 through 41. So there's still 40 left to go through.
Per person.
So I will say this. I have, I believe, 4 clink room caps in my top 50.
I got 3.
I got 3, I think.
3.
Yeah, I mean, but that's saying something.
Yeah.
When you're talking about thousands and thousands of hats that released this year, right? And anybody, even like you think about Dankadelic just showed up at number 41, right?
That's
out of
entire hat.
3,000 freaking hats, man.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Yeah. And not to mention people who like release stuff at Clink Room probably release stuff in other places, right? Like Ephra, he does both. Ink Park, he does both. You know, Capologists even have a Clink Room, but we release other stuff too. So like Clink Room as a thing, it's not just Clink Room. There's artists that make up that conglomerate.
Yeah, we're doing 150 different hats, right?
Maybe.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is we're going to have
I'm sure there's a duplicate somewhere.
We're going to have at least 120 different hats in our lists of 150 of our favorites. So there's a lot of hats to go.
There's a lot of hats to go. It was fun, man. I know we all dreaded it for like, because we knew
I fucking love this shit, man. I didn't dread this for a dude. Speak for yourself.
But like, I mean, we dreaded doing the. I don't know. I
didn't dread it.
Okay.
Sunday morning, I had my 100 hats.
Yeah.
And I'm organizing them on the floor, figuring out which one's gonna be what. I fucking loved it, man. Speak for yourself. I love this shit, man. I live for this shit.
I had a lot of fun making a list, but in my head, I knew it was a lot of work, so I dreaded.
I took a new picture of every hat.
Well, you are like the picture king.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like more companies should send you more product to take pictures for them.
Pictures, man.
I mean, one, I don't buy near as many hats as you guys do, so I don't have a lot of the hats in hand, right? And I see so many hats every single day. Like I had no idea what even came out last week. So to go back all the way to January 1st and try and figure out what hats came out and which ones I like the best, I was dreading that. I wrote a program, made it super easy, but yeah, it was daunting at first.
Listen, this is just going to get better. So this is going to just get better. And I'd love it if everyone that's kind of watching right now or watching in the future, go to you're going to have 3 places to go tomorrow midday, right? If you want to comment. So I know you did some commenting here, but these comments kind of disappear because this is a live feed. So you have 4 places to go. You'll have YouTube. Go back to the video. You can comment in there of what you think maybe you agree or don't agree with. We'd love to see those comments in there. And the 3 of us will make it a point to respond to those comments. That's one place. You can go to each of our Instagrams, which is 3 other places. So each of our respective Instagrams will kind of have these listed in our own way. So you can comment there. And also the Views from the Vault Instagram will have all 3 of our top 50 through 41 listed there. So you guys can kind of comment there. We'd love to get the discussion going. I think that's when things start to get great. We don't do enough discussing after we present. So, just get in there, man. Comment in one of those places, either the YouTube video, one of our Instagrams when we do post them there, or the Views from the Vault Instagram. Just go on there, make some comments, say what you agree with, what you don't agree with, what you loved about the list, what you didn't like about the list. Shout out someone who made the hat. If you see, I have like Over Your Head in mine, shout out Over Your Head or Adam in the comments or Dank or Ink Park or whoever. Like let's get the conversation going around this list, man, and get more people involved.
Yeah. And we'd love to see your guys' list. So if you do post a list somewhere or start posting your top 50 or top 25 or even just top 10, whatever, tag us in it. We'd love to see it.
Yeah. So cool. So I guess we could wrap up for today, right, guys? We got Saturday. We've got the week in caps coming up, right? I think tomorrow I'm planning to go live on Instagram to do the 3 best things and the worst thing in caps this week. So I'll we'll see if I can do that. I don't want to commit to it just yet, but I believe I'm going to be doing that with somebody tomorrow. And then next week, I'm going to go live with one of you guys too. We're going to do the top 10 Merlots from Hat Club. Once mine have all landed. So we can kind of split up that work together and figure out how we're going to do that. But a lot more in store for everybody. I appreciated everybody being on. I know you guys did too.
We have a hat dropping next week. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you want to talk about it, Leah?
Yeah. So, we didn't think that a lot of people would want to wear a hat with mine and Pierre's beautiful faces on it, but the response has been pretty damn good. So we appreciate everyone who's reached out and asking for how to get one. So what we decided to do, the first Views from the Vault hat kind of came out. I don't know if it was an accident or I just let Pierre get one on me, but it's basically in the Boston Red Sox colorway. So navy on green, right? So
Well, I think Leon, because I really paid for this batch.
okay.
So like all the extras I kind of paid for on this batch. So
all right. The next one is gonna be in Blue Jay colors. So if you guys want to get on the order, we'll be dropping it on the capologist.com on Monday. So same logos. It took us 14 tries to get the right skin tone for Pierre. At first he was like super yellow and then he became super white. I think we got the skin tone okay.
The first one looked like I had jaundice, and then the next one looked like I looked like Casper the Ghost, and then finally we found the right colorway. But listen, don't feel bad if you. I get it, man. If people don't want one, you don't want one. But like, I think these hats are pretty freaking cool, man.
I want one.
Yeah, we got you on the list.
We got you on the list, man. Go ahead, Leon.
No, I was gonna say this one's gonna come without side patch. If you do want the Jason Mead flying head, you guys send me a DM to get it added on after the fact.
Yeah.
We have some in the lab right now. I think for me and you. So Jason, I know you hate side patches, but to have your own face on it, I don't know, whatever. I'll send you yours without. You can add it on later if you want. But the Views from the Vault New Era cap will be on sale. It will help us fund our transition to OBS. So yeah. So shout out to anyone who wants one. You know, I'm humbled the fact that anyone wants a hat with our faces on.
I think it's kind of cool to have my head on a hat, man.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not talking about everybody else. No one else has to like it. I do.
Yeah, mine's always going to be like a prop, I think, in the back. I don't know how often I'm going to wear mine, but you know,
you need to work on getting just your face on a hat. You know, I want that thing.
Just my face. I mean, it's possible. I mean, we can do a run of each one.
Yeah,
each one of our faces. I mean, I'm sure
that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, we have to end up buying 5 of each for ourselves, but you know.
Yeah. So listen, I really want to say thanks everybody for tuning in. Leon, you want to take us away?
Yeah. Make sure you guys like, rate, review, subscribe, and yes, we do ship worldwide. Mr. Engel. We'll be back this week in Caps on Saturday.